Okay, so unfortunately I couldn't load the thing in right off the top because as soon as it hit the sunlight, I noticed how icky it was in the places I missed cleaning on it, because the lady that gave it to my daughter, Rusty and Georgie, they're avid smokers and always kept the doors and windows closed to the house, so everything was brown, and that poor brass was just filthy, and I really didn't even want to continue holding it, much less put it in my car with it that dirty. So I went ahead and cleaned it a little bit. It's better. You have to be really careful messing with that stuff, because when it's a plating, years ago I had a friend of mine give me a beautiful brass big round dining table. I was so in love with it. She had a big lacy thing over the top of it, and she's like, I don't even want this old thing. If you need it, you can have it. And I'm like, how much you want for it? She's like, you could have it. We'll just move it right on down to your place. And so we moved it over to my house, and I was so thrilled. What a neat thing. And so what did I do? I went out and got like Brasso or something to clean it with, and it come out gorgeous. The problem was it kept turning on me, and then it would start rusting, and that was because I took all the lacquer off the top, because it's just brass plated, you see. So you have to be really careful cleaning those. You know, use water or soap and water. You don't want to use anything hard on it, you know, like window cleaner or anything like that. It'll take the lacquer off, because it will ruin it. So I had to wash it down. I tried to wipe it and that was no good. So I literally had to wash it down. Not that it took me so long. Gosh, that old Ford 100 looks just like my grandfather's old truck. And it's all lowered and stuff. It's so weird. My Uncle Lester bought him that truck years ago. So I gotta head back over to the storage, because I just want to take that one piece to make sure it doesn't get broken. That one piece of furniture. I just did a load a minute ago, but I didn't know that barbecue place was closed on Sundays. That's interesting. I guess I'll go to this lane. I'm not a big fan of motorcycles, and I've rode a couple, but I will tell you, I considered getting my daughter a motorcycle or a moped, because this area isn't too trafficy and you don't have to go on an expressway or anything. So I didn't do that. I've had a lot of friends hurt and died on motorcycles, and it wasn't always their fault. Most of the time it was drivers not paying attention. But still, you're exposed. All your body parts are there. You know what I mean? They're out in the open. You're in a car, you got a little bit protecting you. Pretty day, 76. It's starting to get warm. We have time change today. I like that Bob's bicycles. I like the one out in Valpy the best. The old guy's been there for 200 million years. But man, their stuff's expensive. Whoa! And Walmart doesn't carry a whole lot of bicycle stuff. They carry a lot of other stuff for bicycles, but they don't carry the main needs so much. You go in there and you can't get a mirror, or you can't get a reflector, or, you know, the beginning stuff. They've got really reasonable prices on bicycles, though. If you You know, like that Bob's bicycle place. I don't think there's a bicycle in there less than $200. And I mean, they got them going up to almost 1,000. And nothing on the floor is for sale. It's all reserved for customers because they come in and order it out of a book kind of thing. And he probably has 20 bikes in that whole store. And then he's got a lot of high-end accessory stuff. And they're very, very, very nice. But very pricey. So they're just about finished with this complex here. Pinkerton and Laws, Orlando, Atlanta. But I have a feeling this is going to be a convalescent home thing and a lawyer. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. A friend of mine was in the retirement home industry up in northern Arkansas and made bank. They went from storages to retirement homes. At one point he was kind of into both. And made bank. He had a high-end retirement homes. Where you went in there, it's like somebody's house. I went in, I couldn't believe how impressive it was. Just like somebody's house. Really nicely done. But he had problems because he worried about, they had some drug problem up there, and then they had a problem where somebody wandered out or something, and it just was very stressful for him. He had a main girl handling it all that, but holy hell, it was kind of messy at times. He made a lot of money on that. I'll tell you where the money's at now. App gig stuff, to-go stuff, internet sales, anything they can buy from the computer or their phone, storage, truck stops and RV parks. That's where the money's at. I think a lot of this stuff on the market is just going to be temporary, like to December, and then it's going to drop. This election's kind of creepy. It's almost like a setup of who's going to win. But, I mean, our government's so crooked, it's not even funny. But boy, they sure messed everybody up with those checks, huh? For months and months and months, they have been playing with that to the point where they've stretched everybody completely out. Then evictions open up for a short time, and people get tossed out and don't have a penny, don't have a job. Because everything wasn't open. And that they didn't cut loose those checks or anything. And that SBA and eidle's a joke. I applied for that twice, and that was one big joke. They just didn't do what they said they were going to do. And it was supposed to be 100% guaranteed whether you're approved or not. You would get 1,000 in 36 hours. And that's a lie. Now, if you're an app gig worker and all that stuff, one of the neatest things you can do is form an LLC. And that way, the next time that stuff opens up, then you'll have a chance of applying. And don't lie. Don't say you have 65 employees when it's just you, because it will come back to get you. That's federal money. You got to be really careful jacking with the feds, because they will find you. I mean, look at the phones today. They have GPS on them, everything. GPS on cars and all. Trust me, it's real hard to hide now. always did love California. I grew up a lot of years there, but it just got so bad right before I left, and rents were screaming high, and it was like, you know, $1,100 to live in Watts in downtown LA, and you didn't even have a parking place for your car. It was just like, really? I sure didn't want to be living in Watts. That's like really scary. I don't care what color you are. That's a scary place back then. I'm sure it's worse now. I've been back several times, and it's just so expensive. Gosh, everything's so expensive back there. I don't know how people make it between the rent and you know, paying bills and going out to eat. You might as well forget it. That is insanely high. Excuse me, I don't do air conditioning. I got the air on in this car. That looks like my other caddy almost. Oh, tired. I got so much to do. Really, I do. This looks like the trunk's open, but it's an air thing on the back of the car. It really does. It looks like a trunk open. Okay. Let me go take this thing in there. And hopefully I can keep it on one piece. I'm not damaging it.